Namaste my humans, welcome. This is Katy Mendoza, expanding consciousness in a fun and an adventurous way. In today's video, I want to talk about my baby. I wrote a book. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the process of me getting this here in paper in my hands, and a little bit about what it is about. I'm gonna share what this book means to me and what it can do to you if you let it, because the magic, it already exists within you. The process of writing this book, it took me about 2 years. 2 years of writing this book, and when I first started writing this book, I had no idea I was writing a book. I was just finding a way to release my pain, to release my sadness and whatever I was going through that 2 years ago in that moment. And in the moment of me wanting to release without really knowing that that's what I was doing, I just found myself grabbing a notebook and a pen, and I started to write. Later on, it became a desire of mine to really make a book because of what I was going through life, what was happening in my life in that moment. I really think that the change that I did in my life, that I transformed, or whatever you want to call it, I think this book saved my life. I think me wanting to write this book with so much love in my heart is what made me become the person that I am now. The person that at the end of the book ends up sharing that story. I think I use this book as a way of healing. My intention later on writing this book was to heal myself. To heal myself and to be able to be honest and raw. My whole intention about me making these YouTube videos and me sharing my experiences and being so raw, and how sometimes some people tell me too raw, is to continue learning to be authentic in this journey, my spiritual journey. And I don't want to say, I don't mean to say that I have found myself. I wrote a book and I'm not doing the things that I was doing before. My life is great now, right? I'm not saying I found myself completely. If anything, I'm continue finding so many things about myself every single day. And this book is a way of me healing. And not just healing myself, but also sharing my healing adventure, my journey, with whoever wants to read it, whoever wants to open this book. And the book ended up becoming a guide for the reader. As I share some of my stories in the beginning of the book in some chapters, at the end of each chapter, I created an activity for the reader. Because I want to, and I desire to also make the reader think about their life. We are all experiencing different experiences and different things. My experiences, there may be people that can connect to what I experience, that are going through very similar or the same problems and addictions and things and traumas. But there are also people that may be way completely different than what I shared, that I have experienced. But we are all coming together in all of this, no matter what, or what's going on to you, or what's happening in your life, because I truly believe that we're all humans. And we all have feelings. We all have felt loss. We all have or feel loss. We all have felt sadness. We all have felt that something should go different. We all have that desire of doing something different. And whatever it is, we all share the same feelings at different times of our life. So this is when my book connects anyone, because the activities at the end of each chapter really give you the tools to become more aware of yourself, to really think of what's going on in your life, and guide you to find what's already inside of you, to discover what's already inside of you, that is inside of all of us, that magic that I was able to get to see in myself and continue growing and continue learning. Writing this book also took me to facing my fears. English is not my first language, and I used to struggle a lot. You know, I wasn't born in this country, and I always like made fun of myself about how I wasn't able to speak English or write English, and I didn't really care about that. That wasn't like a stop for me. I faced that fear, and I wrote a book, and I got help. There's people that helped me. You know, I had an amazing editor, Deborah, that she helped me so much to create this book as well. I believe that once you really decide and you do your part, the universe puts the right people in your way to help you, the right exact people that will help you, and I'm very thankful for that. So this book, it means a lot to me. It means my journey of healing and becoming who I am now, and continuing to find myself, a forever endlessly journey, as I said in the book. Healing is a dynamic process, ongoing, always going. So now that I told you a little bit about how the book happened, how the book was created, I'm going to tell you what the book is about. And I want to start by reading the preface for you guys. Preface. I decided to write this book as raw and as honestly as possible. I have chosen the stories that have impacted my life the most, both the ups and the downs. They include the battles that I have won and the ones that I have lost but have survived to come out on the other side. I start with my childhood in El Salvador, hiding my feelings and feeling left behind. Then the wonder of moving to New York, where I was able to experience true family love. Like so many things, it didn't last, and I grew up enough to move to California to try to run away from my pain. I share my struggles that many of you may have had as well, with addictions and other problems. Struggles that made me grow as an individual. I share my experience being a stripper and how I was able to come out of it through my spiritual awakening. I found my passion and transformed my darkness into light. While writing this book, my only intention was to heal myself. I wanted to let go of what was holding me back from the life I imagined. In my process of healing, I realized that I had gone through that what I had gone through was something more universal. So the book ends up becoming a guide for the reader, an opportunity to start a journey of self-awareness, using the activities in each chapter. Perhaps this is the book for you if you are ready to make the changes to start living outside of pain and find the rest of your life. For me, I had to learn to forgive and love myself the way I exist. I write in the past, present, and future. Time doesn't exist in these pages of this book. The deeper you get in the book, the more magic you may find, because it is there inside of you, waiting to be discovered. Quit the pretending. Learn to forgive and love yourself exactly the way you exist. I'm not saying that everything that I have done to get where I am is the right thing for everyone. But if you feel called and connected, it may be able to help you. I'm just sharing my story, my journey. At the end of the book, I give you 3 types of dancers. The book ends up being all about the dance, right? That life is a dance. And I share about 3 different dancers that I was able to analyze that I have experienced in my life. 3 different type of people that I kept running back to and experience things with, right? And those 3 people also I was, who I have transformed into. And at the end of the book, at the last chapter, chapter 14, Dancing in the Light, you will find out about these 3 different types of dancers that I created, that I analyzed, with the intention for you to really go in depth within yourself and find out what kind of dancer you are. Number 1, los chickens. Number 2, los blindfolds. And number 3, los birds. What kind of dancer you are. And the only way for you to find out what kind of dancer you are is to go check out that chapter, to check out my book, find out what kind of dancer you are. And thank you so much for existing. Namaste. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to continue watching and checking out my videos.